paying for CRM tools like HubSpot, Zoho Desk, etc. can be very expensive, especially as you scale up. So we decided, why not make our own? Now, we're in Lovable right here. If you don't know what Lovable is, I made a video about it recently that's essentially just about it being a custom AI app and website development platform. You type something in with natural language, just with whatever you want, and it begins building that automatically for you. Now, we decided, why not for our company, instead of paying for HubSpot, etc., just build a custom CRM tool for us. Now, it isn't perfect yet. It's definitely far from done. Mainly we stopped because we ran out of credits and we wanted to wait a day until we were further down the road. However, it is already pretty impressive what you can do here with what essentially cost us around $20. So let me show you what we actually have here so far inside of Lovable. And this can be connected to a real website once it's finished. So we have our dashboard here where you can see customers, projects, tasks. We have our net balance, which right now still in testing mode, so we only put in our cost for Lovable, actually, so it's not actually that bad. We have our income, our expenses, we have our budget utilization, which is also going to be an AI-generated sort of percentage of how good we're actually utilizing our budget. Overdue items, so things that we should already have done. We have notifications up here, activity, our tasks here, with hours logged, budget comparisons, and that's just the dashboard. So let's actually look at how this all seems in detail if we check our customers tab. So first off, we can see a customers tab. This is just a test for now, and we can edit stuff, whatever we want. If we go in the actual preview mode, it'll look a lot nicer. So let's do it in here. So we can edit things here, edit customer, we can update it, we can check and put in new meetings, which I'll show you how that turns in a bit. And we can also look at them in a normal view tab. We can add new ones, of course, just as easily as we can edit them. And from then on, we can go into projects and tasks. Now, we already have a few test ones here. If we add a project, we can name it test 1.0. And description, we're not going to add anything there. Customers, we can put this project for a certain one of our customers, statuses, etc. Start date, and by when we should have it finished. Our budget, let's say 1,000 euros, wherever that sign is, that button is, euro. Okay, never mind, 1,000. And then especially the next meeting, which we'll just leave it at this for now. But if we then have our project here, we can also add tasks, which is really the meat, which is really nice, and we can choose which tools we want to use for that. So we could put in N8N. Right now it's the only one that we've put in. We can put in the amount spent so far for a certain task. We can put in budgets. We can assign them to different employees, priorities, etc. Really anything you would want. We'll leave it empty for now, and then we'll go on to financials, to the financial side of things. Now here we have a bunch of different graphs and things we can see. We have our financial transactions shown here, pending, net profit, expenses, etc. We can import at the end our report as a CSV, which is quite nice, and we have our entire transaction history, which is really good for especially keeping up with taxes, which I don't know where you're from, but in Germany is kind of a pain, so this is quite nice. And we can obviously add transactions here for whatever we want, recurring or not, etc. So moving on to documents, we can upload any documents we want, and especially we can add them to different tasks or projects, which is good because if we pick something here, let's say this video file, I hope it's not too big, yeah, it should be fine, and we put it to project test, and we'll leave the task empty, and we upload this. I guess it failed because it failed because the file size was too large. That's again something we need to work on. It's far from finished, but just to show you how this works in general, I really want to make this video just showing you the capabilities of really only Lovable, only what you type in and what you want. And then we have our calendar here where we have meetings set up, which we can type in wherever we want. We have our different tasks. We can log another time for something done here. And especially this is good for all of our employees. they can put in how many hours they worked, let's say 10 hours, put this in for, let's say that was yesterday. So we logged the time for yesterday, and suddenly, while it's not shown here yet, there are the hours saved that they then worked, which we can then in the end send them their like honorary money for. So the amount of money they're owed for the work that they did. Now moving on to tools. This is right now mainly just a visual thing. You can open the tool, so the website for us it's N8N quite nicely. We're going to add more in the future, and yeah, this is quite nice because you can just add tools, add whatever logo you want, name, URL, etc. And it's just quite nice because you have all your tools and everything that the company uses and that employees have access to in one single space. Moving on to the activity log. Nothing recorded yet, however, this is going to fill up as we do more and more things inside of the CRM tool. Finally, settings, where you can change your own profile, and then user management, which is quite important, especially for the admins. Right now, it's still possible to just change whether you're an admin or not based on in the cloud feature, so you can go in and just make yourself an admin yourself. However, obviously, anyone working under us or in general in a company isn't going to have access to that feature directly on Lovable, but will just be able to connect to this site that you see here. You can add new users, you can invite them via email, and there's really a lot of things you can do here, which I just think is really, really nice. Obviously, you have a login and logout page. I'm not going to log back in. I'm going to leave it at this. And yeah, this was really just to show you what's possible with Lovable. Again, it's just an incredible tool that's growing as we speak. I mean, just a few weeks ago, they rolled out the cloud feature that let you integrate databases directly into Lovable, into your projects without even needing to connect to Supabase or do anything external. It's just such a beautiful thing that works where you just type in whatever you want and it does it for you. Sure, you might need a few tries, and it might be hard if you're not that experienced or used to coding with Lovable, but especially to companies that are more used to this, like us that use it quite a bit, it's relatively easy to really put in what you want, put a few more details, and Lovable just gets it done, which is, for us, I mean, thinking about how you had to do this even just 2 or 3 years ago is incredible. So thank you to Lovable for this. Obviously, it's not sponsored or anything, but just genuinely a shout out because this is an incredible tool that keeps growing. And yeah, that's all I want to show you today. If you want something similar built for your own company, or if you want to try this out for yourself, definitely you can hit us up. We have our email linked either below or in the description of our LinkedIn or of my LinkedIn. And then also, if you want to book a discovery call, you can go to our website, dvatmarketing.com, book a call, and just choose a time here that works for you. You can choose whatever time zone you're in as well, so that shouldn't be an issue, and book a call based on these data. You don't have to put in your phone number, no worries. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you try this out for yourself, and even more that maybe we work together in the future. With that being said, I wish you all the best of the rest of your day. Take care.